Thank you so much.
There we go. We have our recording in progress going on there. So, like I say, I'm just going to turn my camera off because I don't want that distracting anybody. Perfect. So, as Carrie kindly introduced me, my name's Ruby and I look after the Lux Collective in the UK. I'm just trying to get my screen to change. So people ask me, well, what's the Lux Collective all about? So the Lux Collective is made up of these 4 brands. Some you may be familiar with, some you may not be. And the ideal purpose of today is that just to take you through 3 of them. I'm not going to do Socio because we're not up and running 100% with that. So I'll share more details when that's up and running. But obviously Lux, Salt and Tamassa I will talk about in a bit more detail. So without further ado, Lux, we used to have a tagline called Lighter, Brighter, and that's still there. But we've just rebranded and we're now Lux Life Extraordinary. It's about making sure that guests, when they come and stay with us, have the most extraordinary experience and the most memorable experiences. And I've just got a few slides to take you through that branding so you really understand the core of our being and what we're all about. And then we will have also some slides on the certain hotels, destinations. I'll give you a destination update where we've got new openings coming towards the end. If you've got any questions, feel free to type in the chat box and we can pick them up at the end. Like I say, you're all muted, and that if you can stay that way, that'd be amazing. So let's crack on. So the reasons to go with Lux. So why Lux? Well, we looked into it in a lot more detail and we identified 6 reasons to choose us against any other brand. And then we put together 6 components to craft the experience that guests will have when they stay with us, wherever hotel they go with us in the world. Each property will express them slightly differently, but they will reflect on the unique character. So they're very, they are curated especially to that hotel. So we have extraordinary experiences. So whatever hotel you go and stay in, these are experiences that guests can pay to do that have been curated for that hotel. They've been specifically designed to connect our guests to the destination that they're in. And it's, bear in mind, we've created these with luxury and that privileged access. It's things that you wouldn't normally get to do in that destination. You can book through our hotels. We are all about dining. So we have creative dining spaces, very diverse choice of restaurants, bars, cafes, new concepts, down to the architecture and the interior. The design is carried through into the menus along with the cuisine, the playlist and the music that guests will hear when they're in the restaurants. So each outlet has its own bold identity. So, and that will complement the resort that they're staying in. So I'll come on to that in a bit more detail when we talk about the restaurants in the individual hotels. Pop-ups and surprises. You may have remembered we have what's called reasons to go Lux. And they're little experiences that guests can enhance their stay that are complementary when they're in resort. We've just rebranded them pop-ups and surprises. It makes it a little bit more intriguing. It's a little bit more magic for their holiday, as we say there. And some of these are message in a bottle, for example. We hide bottles inside around the resort and inside is parchment with a little treasure. It could, like I say, it could be a massage at the spa, bottle of bubbly, a dinner for 2. And these are all, for example, in the Maldives, like South Ariato, we hide 25 bottles every day. So it's not just one bottle, it's multiple bottles. Aperitivo. So Lux Lagoon, it's on one of the best coasts for seeing the sunsets. So imagine everybody's there, they are sitting down on the beach, the aperitivo cup rocks up, and we give guests a cocktail, a signature drink for that hotel to have while they're watching the sun go down, or it's a way to kick off the evening in style. Cinema Paradiso is another one. We regularly put these together. You'll see in that image there is actually a private screening in our treehouse at Lux Lagoon, but generally we set them up on the beach around the pool area, you know, and we put the projector between the trees, put the fairy lights up, bring out the popcorn carts. You know, it's just a nice way for guests to interact and relax and kick back and watch a movie in the evening. We have lots more. This is just a sample of a couple of them. What we're also in, number 4, is our holistic wellness. So we really look into the health and wealth of our guests that come and stay with us. a 360-degree approach to wellbeing, if you want to look at it that way. So it's our own product, it's our own spa, but wellness touch points. So the guests can be involved in their wellness journey, or as little or as much as they want. If they want to just go to a hotel, kick back on a sun lounger on the beach, that's absolutely fine with us. But if they want to really connect with their wellness, both inside and out, then we have a team in resort that can help guests do that and make more of their journey. Conscious living, and this is really important to us. We do really care about what matters, and to us that's people, be it our employees, be it our guests, be it the community as a whole in the destination, and the planet we all call home. So we've got some real key, and on the back of every fact sheet you'll have the sustainability pledges for each hotel, and that's things like zero food waste lifestyle, reduce single-use plastic. For example, in the Maldives we don't have any single-use plastic at all. It helps to protect the marine wildlife in our destinations as well. And we do certain programs that guests can get involved in. Another example, you can buy in the Maldives a frame, and you will attach coral. You'll work with a marine biologist on site. You'll attach live coral to that frame, and you'll go with that marine biologist to sink that back into sea to help grow the coral again where there's been any erosion. It's a journey, and it's a continuing journey. It's one that will evolve as the years go on, the months go on, and we will add to that and make sure that we are definitely putting back into the planet more than we take out. Service number 6, it's got to be one of the most important things. We need to make people feel celebrated, that we're celebrating life. No secrets or tricks. It comes down simply to our service. Now, our reviews in our hotels are generally always in the high 90s for service. But we continuously develop our teams to make sure for learning and development, they have the training, they have the opportunities to make sure that that guest experience our shining service when they're in our resorts, and it's instilled in every one of our team members to make sure that that guest goes away wanting to learn more and maybe wanting to stay at another resort, or it might be their favourite and they might come back year after year, but knowing that they're comfortable whatever resort they go into, they will have the same experience. So these are our 4 hotels, Lux properties in Mauritius. So starting on the top left-hand side there, Lux Grand Bay, which is our brand new flagship hotel. She is the elevated property in the Lux brand. So she doesn't necessarily have those pop-ups and surprises in the way that the other resorts will have, because she is all about the culinary journey. She's all about the positioning of the hotel. It's a 5-star deluxe. So if you was to think about other hotels that would be of a similar concept, where you'd think of maybe like the one and only Saint Germain, but only in cost, not so much as in the offering. I mean, really do have a look at the fact sheet, look at the videos that's in the what's on the travel directory. You'll see that she stands out head and shoulders, not above our other hotels in the offering. Not to say that the others are any different, but she's just something special. She's just had a few little tweaks to give you that elevated experience. So top right hand corner is a beautiful Lux Belmar Mauritius. Now sadly she had a fire, a devastating fire last year. No injuries, no casualties. It was all handled extremely well, but she's due to reopen on the 1st of October this year, and she will also have an elevated feel to her. It's very popular with families because we have the larger rooms, and I'll come on to that in a bit more detail when we talk about it in more specifics. Just below her you have Lux Lemoine. You can see there she's set right at the foothills of the beautiful World Heritage UNESCO World Site of Lux Lemoine Mountain, and it's magical. Some of the extraordinary experiences we can do at Lux Lemoine, for example, would be going up and having breakfast at sunrise, or you can have a proposal at sunset. You know, we can make things come to life for guests. Nothing out of the question. We'll always work with the guests to make sure that we can make their dreams come true, within reason, obviously. And then bottom left, you've got Lux Grand Goulbe. So Lux Grand Goulbe has its own merits in that she has, you can just see in this area here that I'm highlighting with my mouse, this is our adults only section, and they have wellness junior suites, but you can see from the layout, every room has a sea view. So you've got a very safe lagoon here for children. Obviously, families and that are all situated here. But our adults only area, they also have their own beach area. They have their own pool that's separate. So if you've got some couples that want to go away and they want to be in a bigger resort, but they don't want to have that family experience, then Lux Collective is perfect. Also, I will point out that these rooms here are the Wellness Junior Suite, so they have a lot of added values in with the room category. So that you'll find that all out on the fact sheet. So let's move on to look at them a little bit different, a little bit more specific. So Lux Grand Bay is made up of 116 suites and residences and villas. So we've got 86 junior suites, which are the entry level, all sea facing. Then we have 7 pool villas and 1 Grand Beach pool villa. The Grand Beach pool villa is a 3-bedroom with its own private beach at the front. And then the residences and the pool penthouses, they're set adjacent to the property on the other side of the coastal road. So they're more, they have all the facilities of the hotel, but they are either 2 or 3 bedroom. The penthouse is a 3-bedroom, the pool residence is a 2-bedroom. So they suit the larger family, and they would be for the more, I would say, those that want to go and explore the island. We have car parking secured underneath the building, so it's somewhere safe for their car if they hire one. And I would say for those that want to go and explore the island but still want all the facilities of the larger accommodation for bigger families, and they want the facilities of the hotel, but they're not sea view, they have a garden view. That's what you need to bear in mind. But this is all about a new generation boutique style hotel. It looks very big. It really isn't that big, but the service, the food offered there is incredible. And we also have a breathtaking rooftop pool called Bizu, which is an adults only venue. It's open for lunch and dinner, but it's one of the best places to have a cocktail of an evening and watch that sunset over the beautiful Lux Grand Bay of Grand Bay itself. Is incredible. Lux Grand Gorb, what I should say, going back to that, this is also had the interiors designed by Kelly Hoppen, and the actual hotel design was by a local architect. So moving on to Grand Gorb, once again, inspired by Kelly Hoppen and designed by her, totally retro chic in the northeast coast of the island. Like I say, it's on that 2 coves. It's 186 rooms, so it's slightly bigger, but we have a much more varied choice of room categories. So the entry-level superior rooms, we've got 69. There's 46 wellness junior suites that are adults only, going right up to villas at this hotel as well. 6 restaurants, 7 bars, and we have a Cafe Lux, which is also one of our own concepts. So we brew and grind and roast their own coffee on site, and guests can have a coffee while they're reading their paper in the morning or over breakfast. Lux Le Morne, I've spoke about this being at the UNESCO World Heritage Site, 149 rooms and suites. When we had the pandemic, this hotel, obviously all Mauritius was closed, but we took the opportunity to completely revamp the hotels and the room and some of the private areas, and also I meant to say the public areas, not private. So it used to be quite traditional in its look and feel, so very dark woods, you know, it was quite dark, but you can see from that picture in the middle there, we've actually gone and refurbished all the rooms. Like I say, it's on one of the best beaches. We've now put a nice terrace outside, and all the rooms are in they're in blocks of a horseshoe shape, so they all have a sea facing view as well. Pure barefoot luxury, very popular with couples, honeymooners, because of its positioning. So also, all our Lux hotels, families are welcome. We have our Play Kids Club at all of them, but this Lux Le Morne tends to be the slightly older honeymoon couples, those that want that a little bit quieter, because it does tend to be in a quieter area of the island. So let's move on to the Maldives. If you've not been to the Maldives before, if you want to go, you have to go to Lux Safari. It's absolutely incredible. So once again, we reiterate that we make every single moment worth celebrating, worth making remarkable, from its big moments to the small ones. Every moment is made extraordinary, and that's the tagline for Safari. We celebrate the culture, the people, the nature, and the flavours of the destination. So the first thing guests will want to know is, how do we get them to resort? Well, we have our own seaplane lounge, where guests will be collected from the terminal at the airport and transferred to here while they wait for their seaplane transfer down to the resort. 25-minute seaplane during daylight hours, or we can do a 20-minute scheduled domestic flight and a 10-minute speedboat. I would highly recommend, however, that when you're looking at flights, you get them to arrive in daylight so they can do the seaplane, and then they can start enjoying the resort much quicker. So we have 193 pavilions and villas. Now, I've got every room category on here. I'm not going to go into detail on everyone, but this presentation will be shared, like I say, on the travel directory and the recording, so you can read back and you can look through the presentation yourself as well. So 24 beach pavilions, these are our entry-level rooms, 60 square metres, suitable for 2 adults and either a teenage child and infant. And what's really good, you actually have the layout of the room, so you can actually show these to guests as well, which is really helpful. We can also interconnect these as well, and we can offer twin rooms, so you can see where they're situated on the beach there. So the 2-bedroom family beach pavilion is what we had just a moment ago, but 2 of them connected. So they don't connect at the front. You can see they've still got 2 separate entrances here, but we can connect them in. They can either go in from the beach, but they will be connected. They will be 2 separate units, but there will be a connection there as well, but you still have the privacy. So 2 entrances and a terrace, perfect for families who want the 2-bedroom feeling, but with maximum privacy as well. So if you've got 2 families traveling, they want to be together, they're perfect because you've got the privacy and you've got the closeness as well. And there you go, another picture. Family Lagoon Pavilion, 4 adults and 2 teens. So these are exactly the same, just in a different position on the island. And we do have a map we can share where all the accommodations are situated, which makes it easier, be it sunrise side, sunset side, because we know guests sometimes have a preference. But there you go, these are the family lagoon pavilions, but you can see quite clearly here, these do connect with 1 entrance, which sometimes makes it a bit easier for larger families. And then we go on to our beach villas. These are probably one of our most popular categories. I've stayed in one of these, extremely spacious. You've got your outside bathroom area. You've got your indoor shower and toilet, 2 wardrobe areas. And then this here would convert, if you had the infant or the children, into a sofa bed. So this is what they look like. And then you have that beautiful straight decking out to the beach itself. And what's really great about these, we are going to be building, we have originally 45 of these beach villas, but we've taken 10 away, and we're in the process of developing them. So they will be romantic beach pool villas. So they will actually have a pool built into the beach. So we've scouted around the island to find the best 10 beach villas with the best frontage, the best privacy, and they will all be done starting in the spring, summer this year. Now, guests currently on the island won't be disturbed because all of the digging is all going to be done by hand. We're not going to have any mechanical machinery doing any of that, so we'll still keep that nice quietness on the island. Guests won't be disturbed. And this is what they're going to look like. So oh no, sorry, this is a beach pool villa. So we also have beach pool villas where the pool is at the rear of the property. So if you can see here, the one thing you need to bear in mind with this property, this room category, sorry, is that access to the toilet and the bathroom is via the terrace out the back. There's no direct access in the room. So these tend to be very popular with our guests in the Middle East. But obviously there may be other families or couples that would prefer this, but you know, you've got your pool at the back, so that's another good selling point for this private plunge pool for this room category. Sorry, I've lost my words then, apologies. And then we have our 38 water villas. So these are set at the other end of the island. You can see there by that beautiful image. And then right at the very end here is where you'll find what the next category, our top category, which is the actual Lux villa. But let's talk about these first. So you've got the netting over the ocean. You've got the sun lounge, you've got direct access down into the ocean itself. And these are suitable for either 3 adults or 2 adults and 1 infant or 2 teen children. We do, and it's down to your individual policies, but we do allow children under 12, sorry, in our water villas. But it will be governed by your health and safety that you have set up with your own terms and conditions. But we can accommodate them should the guest ask that question. So then we have the romantic pool water villas. I've been in one of these as well. They are absolutely incredible. They have the big pool at the back. They have a cinema screen. So rather than just a TV, it's a pull down screen, sunset view, sunrise views, and direct access into the lagoon itself. They are simply stunning. So this is your entrance. So you've got your jetty that you walk along here, your exit entrance from the front. Then you've got obviously your lounge area, and this is where the cinema screen comes down here. You've got a beautiful outside decking area and your own private plunge pool. They are absolutely superb. I do actually have little videos also of all of these categories, so I'll make sure I'll send them on to Carrie to be loaded onto the travel directory as well. Then we only have 3 of these, our Temptation Pool Water Villas. They're located exactly the same position of where the romantics are that I've just shown you, but they are slightly bigger and they're only adults only. So these are more spacious. You've got obviously the pool as well. You've got a bigger decking area outside, and these are superb for honeymooners. If they want that privacy, they are absolutely perfect. So there you go. So what you'll notice here is the round bed. And that's why I say they're really good for honeymooners. I've been in and had a look, and they are simply stunning, but they do get booked quite easily, quickly, because we do only have 3 of them. But another incredible choice of accommodation. And then we have a presidential suite, which is what I said, you'll find that at the end of where all the water villas are. 360 square meters, 2 adults and 1 teen child or infant. And there you go, there's your layout. So it's absolutely stunning. It has a full 24-hour butler service, and that butler will ferry them around the island in their own private golf buggy, take care of all their bookings, and they do receive other villa benefits as well, which I'll share also on the travel directory. So if you've got that guest that really want to push the boat and they want to do something really special, then you can't go wrong with booking the presidential suite. They do get lots of added extras as well, and you've got that glass floor, so they can sit there having a coffee and watch all the sharks or the stingrays under their feet as they're swimming around. And you've obviously got that brown bath with the incredible views out to the ocean as well. So let's talk about food at Lux Collective. 8 restaurants and 5 bars. All of our hotels, not just in Maldives, but in Mauritius and wherever else we have a hotel, we have this keen on green concept. So it's a greener plate, a greener planet. Everything that's keen on green is identified on the menus in green. Some are plant-based dishes, some are vegetarian, some are vegan, but look for the dishes labelled in green if you've got any guests that actually, just doing the time check, any guests that have those dietary requirements. But you know, I've ate lots of the keen on green. I'm not a vegan, I'm not a vegetarian. It's just a nice way to sometimes eat a lighter bite at lunch if you don't want anything too heavy as well. A Mix is our main breakfast and dinner buffet restaurant. 120 seats. We also have various theme nights here as well. For example, the lobster and seafood market, it is a supplement for that, but generally as a rule, if you're on half board or full board, you do sometimes get a reduction on some of the speciality nights. So it's all around live stations, cooking Asian, Italian, very Mediterranean, international cuisine. Then we have East Bar and East Market, all about Southeast Asia style food. Now with East Market and East Bar, it's a lovely place. People tend to go to East Bar to have their pre-dinner drinks, then go to East Market. It's a lovely restaurant, a wide choice of food. I used to have breakfast here as well every morning because you've got that oval to outside seating area, so you can watch all the fish and everybody, all the and the sea life as you're sitting there eating your breakfast. And it's a lovely way to start the day, and also a great way to finish the evening as well. What you'll also find here, we call them, it's one of our little pop-up and surprises that guests wouldn't particularly expect, is our disco toilet. So they look like normal toilets that public can use from the outside, but when they go in there, we've got things like a photo booth, we've got disco music playing, we've got disco balls, flashing lights, a glass floor in there as well. It's just a great surprise for guests when they walk through the door. Senses is our Indian inspired and Oriental restaurant, has a beautiful pool here as well. So we tend to find a lot of guests gravitate here towards the day to use the pool if they don't want to use the ocean. You've also got options of shisha there as well, or the thali set for two and the local treats. But we have chefs there with extensive knowledge about the dining options. So, it's a great place to be during the day. If you just don't, even if you don't want to eat, you can get there and have a drink and just make the use of the pool there as well. Beach Rouge, this is where we have our fun evenings, and it's a beach club during the day. We'll have DJs of an evening as the sun goes down. It's a great place to have that drink and an evening meal. We've got a jetty there where you can go and sit on one of the seats and, like I say, just taking the experience and what's going on around you with the DJ playing. It's just an incredible venue. There we go, just one of the many dishes that they can offer. Lagoon Bar for that relaxed lunch bar on the beach. So I think you're getting a feel that we have lots of choices. So not only do we have the Lagoon Bar, we have the Valley Bar as well, which is another bar stroke restaurant with its own pool as well. And then I wanted to quickly cover off the speciality restaurants. So we've got Alegria, which is a Pavilion. So these are not included in any all-inclusive package, but guests do get, if they're half board and above, they get a 30% reduction on the food. It's different if you're staying in the Lux Villa. They get one entry to both Alegria and Umami, which I'm going to cover off in a minute, during their stay. So check the fact sheet out and then you will see what's included. So beautiful setting of a night. I had an amazing setup on the beach with a group that I took out there last year, and it's just a beautiful romantic place to go and have dinner. The music's playing in the background, the food is exceptional, and they do have occasional live music there as well. And then Umami, if you're into your Japanese or your teppanyaki, this is a perfect place. Very small, only 40 seats. So as with all our restaurants, if guests have any special requests that they want to dine on a certain night, it's always best to reach out to our reservations team or reach out to me, and I'll put you in touch with concierge and they will book those restaurants for you. I'd hate for them to get all the way to the Maldives, and if they love their Japanese food, not be able to sample Umami, because it is an incredible experience. And once again, they get the 30% discount for anybody half board and up on the food. So Cafe Lux, this just gives you a little bit more information. So we use all recyclable bamboo cups. We don't, unless they're sitting down and drinking there, but we tend to, if guests want to take away coffee, it's not in anything plastic or bamboo cups. They can have their espressos, they can have their baby chinos for the kids, their affogato if they want that a little bit more with ice cream. We also offer classes where they can train to be a barista as well. So, we can teach them how to make those patterns on top of their coffee so they can impress their friends when they come home. But like I say, we're all about celebrating life. Some of the options available at Lux Safari is your Sunset Champagne Lounge, beach picnic, floating breakfast, and we also offer 40 complimentary experiences whilst they're on the island. So on arrival, they get the lounge, they get a branded cap, the t-shirt, and then I mentioned about the messages in a bottle. Then once a week, there's the talks about the coral planting sessions, the aperitivo. So there's lots going on, and then twice a week, this content will all be on our page on the travel directory as well. Okay, so Amma's Kitchen is another. If you want to experience the true Maldivian food and the culture, we have just recently launched this. Is Amma's Kitchen. So it's basically we bring in Amma, who's a local. She lives on a local island, and she will cook the food right in front of the guests. It really immerses you into that heartwarming ambience of that island home, the aromas, the colours, the spices and the flavours, and here she is getting on with the guest dinner. It is chargeable, it's not complimentary unfortunately, but Andrew, my colleague, did this recently a couple of weeks ago, and he said it was an amazing experience. So if they really want to connect with the local culture, this is a great place to start. Divine Dinner, I'm not going to go into great details. This will all be on the presentation, but these are simple ways that we can enhance the guest days. We've got a spa, we can do massages. They've got the hair and beauty, the sauna and the hammam. It's all about that multi-award-winning holistic approach to wellbeing. We can even personalise and tailor-make training for guests if they're worried about losing out on their fitness if they're gym bunnies when they're at home and they want to carry that on when they're on the island. We can work with them. We've got the yoga and stretch classes, we've got fitness and HIIT training, and then obviously, like I say, we can work with them to tailor-make their training program whilst they're on the island. Once again, families, really popular with families, very fun, creative. We offer 2 programs right from the age of 3 right up to the age of 17. So every age is catered for, and we like to think of it as edutainment. It's not just a case of putting the children into a room with sound castles and we engage them. We work on 5 pillars, which I'll share a bit later. I didn't want to go into too much detail, but it's all about wellness, eating. It's all about growing like vegetables. We have worked with them in our vegetable garden to help us grow vegetables. It's about really getting them engaged in caring for our planet and engaging them from a young age. We can take care of weddings, as you know, they're all symbolic of renewal and vows, but we can take care of that as well. This is what I'm saying about being eco-friendly. So strict zero plastic policy, 30% of our resort is run on solar panels, restoration of marine life, including the coral planting, all transportation on the land is powered by green energy, and it's all homemade or locally sourced food to reduce our carbon footprint, and we have had a couple of major awards as being one of the most eco-friendly resorts in the Maldives, both in 2019 and 2022. And we've also catered very well, I need to get rid of that on my screen. We can cater for groups from 8 rooms up to a complete island buyout if you have that kind of market. And we have received Lux Collective into the Forbes Travel Guide. That gives you that level, along with some of our hotels in Mauritius. Grand Bay got a 5-star as well, Forbes Travel Guide. So it just goes to show you that the standard of our accommodation is exceptional. We wouldn't be included into the Forbes Travel Guide if we weren't doing something different. It's an independent global rating system for luxury hotels, restaurants, and spas. They verify luxury. I think that says it all. So, salt. Now, I'm going to whiz through this because I'm conscious that I don't want to keep you on it for much longer. But Salt is a separate brand to Lux. It's our adults-only boutique resort on the southeast coast of the island. It's all about being a homegrown hotel with a huge heart. We are all about caring for the environment. It's about making sure when guests come and stay at Salt, we totally immerse them into all things Mauritius. So we give guests a guidebook. We really encourage them to go and explore the island, to really engage with the locals. They can do that. We'll give them bikes. We give them all the information, not just on the tourist destinations on the island, but all those little things that they wouldn't normally see. They get to go off grid, almost try and find out a little bit more, to explore the islands, find out about its history, and we also have our team there interact extremely well with the guests, and they will help them with anything they want to know. But we are vegan certified. It's a progressive boutique hotel, so our food offering also draws on that local Mauritian culture. So we think Salt is like coming to your best friend's home. In all of our hotels, guests can download an app. I've just got the version here for Salt, where they can find out about what's going on locally, what they can do in the hotel, find out about the restaurants before they actually come to us. And then when they get to resort, they log in using their reservation details, and it will give them the most up-to-date information. They can message people within the resort. It's so interactive, and it will enhance their stay with us no end if they decide to use it. So 59 rooms over 5 categories. We have 1 accessible room. We have twin rooms available, garden view, sea view, bang on beach, 2 pool plus, and best on beach. Now, one thing I can say about the beds are incredible. We worked with some renowned physiotherapists to ensure that the beds were the most comfortable that we could offer. And then you've got the room amenities there. You can see there's nods to the way we want to protect the environment. So the coffee bean bathrobes, locally made beach bags, homemade snacks. We don't have TVs in our room at Salt because we want people to come out and engage with other guests and with our team. We have various venues. We have a rooftop giving the most incredible views for cocktails. We have one restaurant here called the Good Kitchen, and it focuses on local, fresh, homegrown, homemade and zero waste policy. So we also have our Salt Kitchen, where we make our own bread. One of the extraordinary experiences is you can team up with one of the chefs, go down to the local market, go and buy all the ingredients, come back and make a curry, a true Mauritian curry to enjoy. You know, it's about really getting to know the real Mauritius. So we work on 6 types of cuisine: slow cooked, grilled, baked, wok, tandoor and smoked. And we have a strong emphasis on raw food as well. So you can see in that middle image there. But, you know, if guests want a steak, they can have a steak. It's not a problem. We're not a vegan hotel, but we tend to look at the wellness from within, as well as what we offer it on the outside. For example, they can buy and take a cookbook home to carry on what they've tasted at resorts. We have our Salt Equilibrium Spa, you know, where guests can make up their own scrubs with the member of the team, and then go into a salt hydrotherapy room. You know, it is and the next level, should we say, looking at wellness we can offer you at Salt. Finally, just briefly touching on Tamassa, which is our 4-star superior family brand, all-inclusive resort on the south coast of Mauritius. And Tamassa, it's all about connecting. We say it's about connecting with each other rather than being connected. And what I mean by that is, rather than being on your phone, your iPad, it's about, we really encourage families to reconnect with one another with what we offer at this resort. It's a larger resort, 214 rooms. It's got a massive expanse of greenery, a couple of 4 swimming pools. We've got a wellness spa there, Socio. We've got a Tam Tam club for our kids. We've got a nightclub there. We've got a wide choice of rooms available to suit all sizes of family. And it has a real zest for life, this resort. You know, it's very much about really engaging. It's playful, it's energizing, and very suited to adventurous couples and young families. And that is an image to give you a bit of an aerial shot. So it's everything here. This is all Tamassa. 60 a stunning beach on the south coast, and absolutely incredible. And that is the end of my presentation.